business on the market to achieve it. But see, when you want to sell it, it's because you're in trouble and you want the money now. You don't want the money a year from now, so you won't plan. Step 6, sell your business, take it public or franchise it. What is the wrong worth? What answer number 1? What the owner thinks he should get for it. Wrong. Answer 2, the amount of money the owner says he needs to retire. Wrong. Jamie's been through this recently. The right answer is, what is your business worth? Correct answer. I want you guys to listen to this. What the current market is willing to pay down to and including nothing. I don't like to tell you, Sally would say, in the real world of life, most of your businesses in here are worth nothing. Nothing. Zero. Because it's easier to go into business. I've had people pay me $9 and $12 million to take the business off their hands. And then I sold it back to them. Of course, I'm not hanging with the same kind of people you're hanging with because you're off at a sports bar belching and farting in West Covina. For those of you on YouTube that don't know where West Covina, please Google fuck it. Okay? We're not going to give you Hector's last name because, you know. Well, I have some, and I don't have much. I have some empathy for his lovely wife who I've never met and his little baby. But otherwise, I'd give you his last name. And if you email me or email my office, we'll give you his fucking last name. What is your business worth? No, a more specific answer, 3 to 10 times current annual post-tax profits, depending on the industry, the business, and the money, and many other factors. Jamie and I, 4 to 6 times cash flow, 3 to 5 times cash flow, free cash flow. And that's not, if you value your own business, if you got any cash flow, if you've got any post-tax profits, your company's not worth much. But then we want to buy these. We're not selling yours. We want to buy these. Remember. Remember timing. You operate in a cyclical economy and market. Try to sell on an up wave. Now I say this. I've been saying this for 22 years. If you're over 40. I don't have too many in this room over 40. And you got a business. Sell into the next up cycle. I don't give a fuck what it is. Because you may not see another up cycle. And it's much easier to sell these hogs in an up cycle than a fucking down cycle. I'm going to say it again. If you're over 40 and you're, and sell into the next up cycle. Because you may not see another up cycle. Sellers and their representatives invariably present financial projections having more entertainment value than educational value. I mean, the numbers you guys put together, it's ludicrous. Warren Buffett said that. I couldn't agree with him more. It's a joke. It's a joke. Step 7, start, buy a business, build, puff it, sell the business, repeat this process, and you will make tens or even hundreds of millions. There is no other legal way which does not rely upon luck. Luck, you go to Vegas, you take a few pennies, but other than luck. The startup, look at that fucking high-tech shit. Startup, cash out, repeat. Yeah, sometimes that thing works, sometimes it doesn't. The color's changing. Now, I know some of you know why the colors change. I know some of you know how to do the pro. And look at what that's gotten you. It's gotten you nowhere. So far. But Jason, you're going to make that change. Good. Yeah. Okay. Any serious buyer will undertake their own evaluation of your business. They will not believe your figures. That is an understatement. And they'll believe accountants' numbers, real audited numbers, and Big Four numbers even more. I rarely will look at unaudited numbers. Step 1, make your business independent of you. Step 2, make your business a turnkey operation. Step 3, pay yourself and your staff first through good times and bad. Step 4, puff up the hog. Step 5, house clean your business. Step 6, sell your business, take it public or franchise it. Step 7, repeat this process. Okay, summary: to create wealth in the tens or hundreds of millions, you need start or buy a business, build it up, sell it, float it, franchise it. And there you are. Now, I know it's not politically correct to be considered a pig, unless you're in the part of the world that Hector comes from. But, and I mean this in a positive way for those people. Don't give me the fucking emails about taking advantage of it. I don't want to hear this shit, okay? I get all kind of shit. You wouldn't believe it. And I said, but that's what those are my children's. Those are some of my mentees. And not just Raymond trying to do 5, 6, 7,000 calories a day because he's trying to be big and powerful. I get all emotional when I see that. I fucking get emotional. And I'm sure I'll take a lot of shit from this from the internet. But I mean, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to hear. And when for those of you that stand for my party, there's going to be people talking about that, and some of not in such a reverent manner, you know. And you know where they learned it, from me. Okay. What questions do we have so far on anything that we've covered? I was hoping you'd say something, Hector. You didn't let me down. Thank you. What is it?
You said for us that we're in our 40s to sell in the next
up
cycle. So right now we're in I think at the end of the up cycle for real estate in my area in California. So would you say the same thing?
Yes. It's called hit the bid. Everybody understand hit the bid? Bid, no, you know, instead of ask, hit the bid. In other words, you know, the bid is going to be higher now than it will be 5 years from now or 3 years from now. In other words, if there's a spread on, let's say a house is, a high valuation is $5 million and a low valuation is 4.5. 3 or 4 or 5 years from now, instead of that spread, you could have 2 million and 2.5 spread. And having seen downturn in New York City real estate prices, which everybody says isn't going to happen, I've seen it twice. And having seen 2 or 3 down cycles in real estate in Britain, and I've seen it in London, because everybody thinks London prices will never go down. And having seen it in the Netherlands, and Holland is not heaven, I've seen it. And if it's true that the Russians are bidding up all the fucking prices in real estate and businesses and shit all over the world because of their money, their income is halved now. So they're not going to be buying houses in Mayfair for 5, 6, 8, 10 million pounds. They're not going to be buying penthouses in New York or wherever they're going to be selling. I mean, this is simple economics 101. I mean, you don't have to be a physicist like Robert to figure this shit out. But because I've seen it happen 2 or 3 times, and it may not happen overnight, it never happens overnight. But one thing I can guarantee you, it'll happen when you're the least prepared. That I fucking motherfucking guarantee. I guarantee. You already talked about doing it and moving someplace, that wasn't a bad idea. Better than the other shit thing, a couple of things you told me about. And I don't mean to demean your ideas, but based on your lack of experience, you give me ideas. You gave me your idea. And in some cases, you thought they were best. These are my 3 best ideas. These are my 4 best ideas, whatever. But that's only based on your experience because you didn't connect the dots because you have no frame of reference to connect them. But that's my advice. And remember, the last time I saw the billionaires that big of expansion in the billionaire list was 2008, because it was easy money till 2008. And now, a mere 7 years later, it's been easy money, for the last 3 or 4 years, more or less. But that's going to just give us more ample opportunity to use this stuff. Remember, I've developed this system in a down market, and I've continued to use it in the down market, and the kids have continued to use it. And more importantly, from your standpoint or from your perspective, it's, so Dan did that fine. I'm not Dan, but as Ryan said, now he thinks a monkey can do it. This is flat. This is flat fucking easy, And now he's seen, the boys up there talk during our video streams or whatever, and examples of these things, and I chuckle. I'm not saying that he's not going to do it, but I chuckle because, you always look at, fuck, he can do it. Well, the fuck it, But for the guys that have actually done it in this room, you realize it's slightly different. Any questions?
Got one. Free cash flow. I don't know if we call it something different down under, but could you cover that?
Yeah. Free cash flow is the cash that's left at, your gross profit, you've got your expenses, you've got your margin, and it's cash flow after all your expenses, including whatever debt services you have. Okay? So that's free. It's not encumbered by debts. Debts. They don't say debts in Australia, do they? They only dep with a P.
You say debt, right?
Oh no, okay, but in Europe, different parts of Europe, they say dep. Yeah, well, I don't know, but it reminds me of dep. It reminds me of dipshit. But anyway, so it's free of encumbrances.
And maybe compared to post-tax profit to relate to the
okay. Before taxes, everything before taxes.
It's after capital expenditure.
Yeah.
Keep things going.
Our young CPA. Was that on the CPA test? Yeah. Was it on the CFA test? Okay. Yeah. Don't worry. Well, that's close enough for government work, and that means it is close enough for government work. And all the stuff that you've learned is close enough for government work. And I haven't told you anything to do illegal. You may think some of it's not moral because you haven't done it before. But remember, one of the essences of this whole week-long seminar is absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Just because you've never done it before, doesn't mean that it's not possible. And more importantly, as you've heard some of the mentees that are out there in the trenches right now, and they've done it, and now that I see that these video stream things are good, and now we're actually videoing them out to the other mentees that aren't here. The last 2 seminars, it's been useful that we've been able to utilize the guys that are out in the trenches and actually doing it. And this time it's been more beneficial because we've got guys here in the seminar like Robert and Jamie that are actually here that are doing it. And I'm sure we'll have, other people that have been here, but even if we don't, we'll continue to have the video stream and have them, I don't know about daily, because we had them 5 days out of 6 days. But it is useful because you guys want to know. But as Jermaine said, in a very humble way, I don't know what value I can add, because it's all the material, all the answers are in the material. And again, for the kids once a week ask me, how come you don't update the free stuff that's on the internet and my materials? Because nothing's changed. It just is exactly the same, other than, as I've mentioned several times, crowdfunding is the only additional thing. And I'm sure you guys have already ordered the fucking book on crowdfunding, and some of you will have started reading it. I don't know if it's online. Okay, you YouTubers, thank you. We'll see you next time, and I'll be talking to you tonight at the graduation party. Thank you.